Hello, and a warm welcome to World This Week by latestlaws.com. This is a weekly program, so hit the bell icon to get notifications for new videos. I will be taking you through the significant orders and judgments passed by various courts in the country and some important international news from this week. Let's begin with the Supreme Court this week. The Supreme Court has held that minor discrepancies in dying declarations cannot dilute their evidentiary value. The court upheld the conviction of an accused under Section 302 of the Indian Penal Code, affirming the Gujarat High Court's decision that relied upon the deceased's dying declaration as trustworthy and corroborated by medical and physical evidence. It observed that minor inconsistencies in multiple dying declarations do not undermine the evidentiary worth of the first declaration, especially when supported by independent witnesses and material proof. The Supreme Court explored the scope of judicial scrutiny in a departmental enquiry against a traveling ticket examiner. The court revisited a decades-old disciplinary case probing whether procedural lapses and untested evidence could form the basis of serious misconduct charges. The case involved a vigilance inspection where a railway employee was accused of demanding illegal gratification, carrying excess cash, failing to recover fare difference, and forging a duty pass. His dismissal was upheld on appeal, later quashed by the Central Administrative Tribunal, and then reinstated by the High Court, leading to this detailed examination. The Supreme Court observed that the nation owes both a moral and legal duty to protect doctors who served during the COVID-19 pandemic. The court reserved its verdict on a plea challenging the central government's insurance coverage scheme for medical professionals who lost their lives while serving during the health crisis. A bench comprising Justice P.S. Narasimha and Justice R. Mahadevan made important observations concerning the government's responsibility to safeguard those who risked their lives for society. The Supreme Court ruled that suspension of sentence cannot rest on social gestures, quashing a Madhya Pradesh High Court order that had suspended the life imprisonment of two men convicted of murder on the condition that they plant trees and undertake social service. The bench of Justice Aravind Kumar and Justice N.V. Anjariya held that such reasoning was fundamentally flawed and lacked legal foundation, emphasizing that suspension of sentence must be based on assessment of evidence, not on gestures of repentance. Now let's get an overview of the High Courts. The Kerala High Court has overturned an acquittal and convicted a couple for the brutal killing of their minor daughter. The court sentenced the father and his second wife to life imprisonment for murdering their 6-year-old girl, rejecting the trial court's finding that their acts were intended merely to enforce discipline, describing the case as one of prolonged cruelty and inhuman treatment. The Delhi High Court has ordered swift disciplinary action against Tihar Jail Officials in the Extortion Racket case. The court directed the Delhi government's Vigilance Department to expedite proceedings against officials accused of operating an extortion network within the prison, highlighting the disturbing nexus between inmates and authorities. The Delhi High Court has held that once a company ceases to exist, all its acts become void. The court quashed cheque bounce cases filed by a struck-off entity under Section 138 of the Negotiable Instruments Act, holding that proceedings initiated by a dissolved company were legally unsustainable, as such a company loses its juristic personality. The Rajasthan High Court held that the recovery of unaccounted cash worth 2 crore 30 lakh rupees and a gold bar from an officer's home falls outside the scope of official duty. The court ruled that such recovery cannot be treated as an act done in discharge of duty, thereby negating the need for prior sanction to prosecute under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, 2002. In the end, we have miscellaneous news. A CBI court has awarded life imprisonment to 2 accused in the Ankit Chauhan murder case. The court sentenced Shashank Jaden and Manoj Kumar to life imprisonment, along with fines for their involvement in the 2015 murder that took place in Sector 76, Noida. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. This is a weekly program, and to get more information, please check the description box for weekly updates, like and subscribe to our channel.